Morning, everybody. It's your buddy Brian here, and today is brisket day. So we got about 10-12 hours. I figured, perfect time. Let's get to know each other. How you doing? What's your favorite color? What do you like to do in your spare time? Let me know. While we're getting this thing ready, we're gonna maybe do some yard work, maybe read a book. Who knows? But until then, let's strap in and let's grill crazy.
Let's go crazy.
All right, everyone, let's get into this brisket. The nice thing about Winnipeg in August is wasps. So we are going to try and do this. We're going to try and not get stung. What you want to do to start off, you just want to pat this brisket dry. Paper towel, get all that extra juice off of there. All right, so we're going to start with the meat side up. You want to take off all of this hard fat, okay? Nice sharp knife, and you want to try not to get a lot of the meat because, brisket's pretty expensive. You want to eat as much as possible. You want to take that really hard fat off because that fat is not going to render. We're going to keep working our way around it. We're going to keep coming back here and there. We're going to find all the fat. We're going to get it all off of there. Really stringy stuff. I mean, you still want to have a good amount of fat on there, but you only want it about 1/4 inch thick. Enough to render nicely down into the meat. Oh, yeah, there we go. Get that big chunk out of there. Big chunks aren't going to render, so you want to get them out, or else it's going to pool. You're going to lose all that beautiful seasoning you put on, and we don't want to do that. Get your knife under there and really take it off. I mean, yeah, that's not delicious. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. Make sure your knife is very sharp. Making some headway now. Oop, took a little bit of meat, but that's okay. I think we got enough. This sucker's 14 pounds. Probably once you trim it, I mean, you're going to look at it when you buy it and go, oh, 14 pounds, that's a lot of brisket. But once you trim off all the fat, all the other parts of it, I mean, we're looking at 10, 11 pounds. So, I mean, you're going to lose, I mean, right there. I mean, come on. That's a lot of fat right there that we're already taking off. But I still think this is probably enough brisket for, a nice luncheon, a couple sandwiches. So let's take a look at this on the other side here. All right. So looking good. Looks like the one we bought here, they did trim it up, but they did get the meat a little bit, but that's okay. We are going to still trim a little bit of these heavy fat off of here. But that's looking good here. I'm going to trim this up. Got to make it look pretty, right? You see, now the end here, this is pretty thin compared to this part over here. We're going to try and round it a little bit here. Corners burn, and corners aren't good. You could take all of that meat that you take off, get yourself a grinder, do it for burgers, do it for sausage, do whatever you want. It's good meat. It's good meat. Oh, all right. Well, I'm getting hungry just looking at this thing. So, I think it's time to give it a rub. All right, let's talk about rub. You can do it many different ways. Competition style, just salt and pepper. You can do a little salt, pepper, and garlic powder. You could use our crazy rub, which you can see over here. That's going to give a lot of flavor. But right now, we want to taste this brisket. We want to taste the smoke. We want to taste the beautiful bark we're getting. So we are just going to do salt, pepper, garlic. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. I cannot wait to get into this. So, kosher salt. That's a big brisket. So I'd say, what is that, half a cup of salt. We want to get a little extra garlic flavor in there. We love our garlic. So we're going to go about 1/3 cup of garlic powder. And then we're going to do some black pepper. And that's about 1/3 cup as well. Get that mixed up nicely. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that just smells good. I can't wait till it gets on the meat. So, even though this is the fat side, we still want to add the flavor. Massage it in. Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. Oh, if you could smell what I'm smelling. Let's get the meat side here. Now remember, get all of the edges, every single part. Massage it all in. All right, this is looking rubbed. So we are gonna let this tack up for about half an hour, 40 minutes. We're gonna start this fire. We're gonna get the nice fire burning, 225, 250. Do not go over 250. This is low and slow. Let's get that fire going. All right, let's see if we can get into this. We're not starting very well here. Screw it. There. Tis a charcoal waterfall. Woo! Well, apparently we got the whole tree in there. Woohoo! Boom. We'll let that baby go, and then it's brisket time. All right, we got this baby cooking at a nice 250. We're gonna keep a close eye on this temperature because we do not want to burn. Nice and low, nice and slow. Let's get this brisket on. We want to put it fat side down and the big part by the fire. Oh, well, that takes up the whole barrel. All right, let's put this baby to bed, but first we're gonna use a probe. I'm gonna stick it in the big old meaty part here. And we are going to set this to 170 because once it gets up to 170, then it's time. We're going to do a nice foil boat, keep it going, keep that bark nice, and then let it finish up at about 203, 205. So every hour, we're going to lift that lid, give it a little spritzy, make sure it stays nice and moist, and then we play the waiting game. All right, friends, it is time. We are 7.5 hours into this cook, and we have hit 170. So we are going to take this baby off. We are going to foil boat it, and then we are getting it right back on there so we can bring it up to 203, 205, and then we're going to let it sit. Oh, and then it's going to be so good. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oh, mama. Oh, yeah. Yeah, got the juices coming out. That fat's rendering nicely. Oh, it's going to be so good. All right, let's get this off. Oh, that's going to be so good. And then, so when we foil boat, it's just bring it around. So what this is going to do is we're going to still be able to get a little more bark on the top, but it's going to hold in all of those juices that are rendering off. So when we take it off to rest, then the juices are just going to come right back in. So there we go. I'm going to put that on. All right, so it's going to go for about 2 more hours, and then it is going to be eating time. We'll check it out in a bit. And time. 11 hours on the dot. So here we are. We got the temping at 192. We're going to take it off. We're going to let it rest. Anytime you let meat rest, it's going to come up about another 10 degrees. So it's going to be sitting at about a 202, and that is going to be perfect. What we did, we put a water pan in here kind of hit around the 152 mark. Sometimes you'll find that if you're cooking a large piece of meat like a brisket or a big pulled pork, you're going to hit a stall in and around the 150, 160 mark. So if you put a water pan in there, it'll keep the moisture going and it'll really help with that stall. Push through and you'll keep cooking. So we're going to take this off. We're going to let it rest. We're going to eat. We have grilled crazy. All right, friends, we're here. It's done. Look at what we accomplished together. I'm so proud of you. I also made some cowboy beans. The recipe is going to be in the description. So, man, I need a beer. I really need a beer. Beer man. Beer man. Oh, geez.
Hi. There you go.
I didn't realize there was a trap door in the deck. Let's get into this, shall we?
Oh, yes.
It's been a long day coming. Clinky.
Thank you.
Sin City. Oh, I like that.
Devil May Care Brewing Company.
Very nice. Well, let's get into that. You only brought one spoon?
Oh, that's yours. Here's mine in the back pocket.
I love a man who comes prepared. I'm going to do these first because that's the piece de resistance right there. So let's get into this.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
There's meat in there, too.
Meat everywhere. Like I said, recipe's going to be in the description. Bacon, ground beef, onion, garlic, barbecue sauce. Oh, so good. But we have waited long enough. Let's get into this.
Yeah, that looks good.
Done it though? Oh yeah, a little crazy sauce on there. Just pulls apart. Well, Clinky.
Clinky.
Clinky. I got nothing to say. I got nothing
Holy
to say. Wow. I mean, I was gonna say that, but look at that hang time. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Nice
Oh.
little smoke ring on there, too.
Yep, I would hope so.
You'd think after 11 hours it'd be a smoke ring.
Come on. That is so tender. The salt, the pepper, the garlic still comes through. 11 hours of smoke. Beautiful bark. It is amazing. It is so good. I wish you could taste it. You should be tasting it. And so make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you ring that dinner bell to get all of our notifications, to get all of these recipes, so you can be as happy as us. And the most important thing, if you're gonna grill, grill crazy. That's right. We'll see you later.